Hello again. Welcome into New Arenas, episode 14. I am Vince Quinn. That is Ryan McCumber. Ryan, fancy digs, my friend.
Good to see you again.
So, lost you for a sec. Wait, I'll just restart. It got glitchy for a sec.
Yeah, start this over because you dropped out in the beginning as well on my side.
Oh, that's weird. Okay. Yeah, so, all right, welcome back to New Arenas. I am Vince Quinn. That is Ryan McCumber. Ryan, how you doing, my friend?
Good to see you again. 2 days in a row now after a long break. So looking forward to today.
Well, yeah, the machine is back, baby. The gears are on. We're pumping out 100,000 newspapers an hour. You know what I mean? It's a hell of a reference there, especially for a technology podcast.
Better than Philadelphia going 0 for 3 last night.
Yeah, well, God, that was such a mess. And I wasn't angry at all on the air, Ryan. There was no anger about any of that whatsoever. So anyway, what we got going on today, because obviously in the last episode, we were learning a little bit about flash plays and what's been going on with the Dolphins, and that was all really interesting. But what do we have going on today?
Well, first off, last night I was getting a lot of messages from Parth saying that the Sixers suck. So
he's right. He's right. Good for Parth. Parth is a smart guy, and he showed that yet again. Good for him.
Yeah, so yesterday we had the first pilot that was announced with the Dolphins. Today we actually get the first pilot where the contract was signed. And it's not with an official partner of the program. It's with actually a football club from Spain, Real Sociedad, who are friends of mine, and I'm a part of a global alliance that we put together. And we took the accelerator. Juan and I, we're going to have Juan on today from Real Sociedad. We actually looked at the 20 clubs the 20 startups that were in the program. And Juan kind of handpicked 4 or 5 that he wanted to present to the SIA. And then these 5 presented to 22 clubs. And they probably got 5 or 10 different leads out of it for various meetings, from Saudi Arabia to Uruguay to Brazil to Scotland. All kinds of meetings came out of it. And Juan was actually the first contract, pen to paper, signed with a company called Emaze. And David, the founder, CEO, is going to be on the show today.
Wow. Okay. Well, it all sounds great. Let's get to it.
All right. So now we have on David Edri, the founder and CEO of Emaze, and Juan Iraola, the Chief Information Officer of Real Sociedad and the founder of the Sport Innovation Alliance. So David, let's start off with you. Tell us a little bit about why you joined the program, why you joined the HYPE Global Virtual Accelerator, what you got out of it, and then maybe set the stage for what we're going to talk about today.
Sure. We developed a sport tech feature that we wanted to introduce into a lot of sports club, and we really saw HYPE as as a jumpstart, as a great jumpstart into a lot of introductions. And since we met you, Ryan, everything went really, really smooth. I mean, all the intros and the lineup that HYPE and you guys were able to actually bring on into this program and accelerator were really amazing. I mean, obviously Juan here is from Real Sociedad, and we were picked by River Plate and Blue Jays, and you brought on the Warriors, and there was the list goes on and on and on. And we thought this is a really great opportunity to actually meet all these great top-notch clubs, and I'm really happy that we did.
Ryan, you're on mute. Ryan, you're on mute.
I was going to say, so Vince, you're not aware of what Emaze is. Do you want to kind of, David, share with Vince what Emaze is and tell the audience, what is Emaze? Because it is kind of amazing.
That's exactly what we were going for. So yes, Emaze is really a way for any sports club, any type of sports, to really engage and monetize their fans. Most of the time now, most clubs will actually have a third-party relationship with their fans through all social media. And what Emaze does is really converting the social media fans into a direct and converting them into a direct relationship, and also turning them into their own ambassadors by giving them a virtual gift like dedicated, personalized website with the theme, colors, and videos and everything. So where they can actually take those themes and websites and really go and share it with all their friends, family, and all of the social media to really be the ambassador of the club.
So I'm just trying to understand this then. Is it basically that you're giving, is it like its own platform that fans are signing up on and getting their own pages? And you guys are basically now just your own social media platform for the team to get better info? Is that how that all works then?
That's a good sum up. Obviously, it has a lot of features and a lot of technologies before we actually get there. But yes, we have a patent in automatic design, and we were able to actually create million and customized, dedicated, personalized websites. So think about each and every fan. I'm sorry?
Why don't you show us? That's probably the best way to explain it.
Oh, yeah. So I'll share my screen if you guys...
Vince, you might need to give me...
Yeah, I believe I changed the settings. Here we go. Beautiful.
There we go. So, so this, I'll show you, we'll go straight to the generator, and this is what we actually were creating for Real Sociedad. Their fans will go in here, and then once they put their Instagram ID or Facebook ID, we will create 6 different templates for them to choose from. And then you can take a look here. I already prepared this in advance. So I put, Bar Faeli's. And now, Bar Faeli is a fan of, hold on, let me stop this. A fan of Real Sociedad. And as you can see, you should have different pages. Her Instagram page will be in here. Her gallery will be here. So everything was created automatically on the spot, for that fan.
It's automatic.
I'm sorry?
It's automatic. I'm telling Vince, I can see he's kind of amazed. It's automatic. Yeah. Basically, it aggregates all of your social media into one template that is like you're the greatest Real Sociedad fan.
Exactly.
It puts like a Real Sociedad wrapper around your website. So imagine this for the Philadelphia Eagles. I mean, tons of people would want this.
Oh, yeah. Everybody would go nuts for this. This is crazy. This is so cool.
Yeah. And now, and the great thing about it is that we are able to bring on, we will be able to, once we have, the adoption from the users and the fans, we will be able to bring on sponsors where we will be sharing the revenue with Real Sociedad, obviously. And also Real Sociedad will have their own, sorry, there's a lot of videos here, so. Thank you. So Real Sociedad here will be able to put their merchant store. They will be able to sell merchandise. To be able to put events and sell tickets eventually when fans will be able to go on. Juan did not approve this yet, so we have still more stuff to go through with the design, and they will decide whether they want to give, customized news to their fans and so on. So the great thing about it that we can go 2 ways. I mean, Real Sociedad will be able to put just a link with all those links on all their social media, and then the fans will be able to go click on the free website. They will get into the generator, and they will be able to generate their own site. Or, and of course, on the other side, we will also be able to do it on the back end where we will connect into Real Sociedad accounts, and then we will create minions. I think they have about 250,000 followers on Instagram. We will create 250,000 dedicated websites for the fans, and we will send it through a private message to each and every one of them.
So you'll pre-create their page, send it to them and say it's live, and you can now go and look at it and be kind of wild. So Juan, what were your thoughts when you first saw this, and what are your kind of goals with this, and maybe explain from your side as the client?
Uh, yes, Emaze, I think two main things. One is a kind of a new way to engage with your fans, delivering a really a customized gift to them. So this is great. The second that I think, David, you didn't mention that, but also there is another second alternative, is that you can create like a social hub, identifying the official account of the club and the players. So why this is so important? Because right now the content, well, right now and always is a great thing to engage with the fans, and you have to increase the quality of the content. What does it mean is that the cost to produce the content will be higher. So with Emaze, we can maximize the return of the cost that we are investing in this content, because we are creating a new digital asset using the same content, but in a different way. So this is quite important. So we are creating new digital asset to new potential revenue stream with the ads, and without any additional extra work for the club. And this is quite important.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. When I first saw it, Dave, you remember when I first saw it, I was like, it's too good to be true. And if you remember in the pitch day, people were like asking, and oh, hey, Vince, the other part is, Dave, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's a free platform.
Exactly. It's a free platform. Not only that it's free, it's actually an open platform where we are sharing the leads. So we will be sharing the data with the club. So they will own the data, not like other third-party social networks where they don't really know even who they are, who their fans are, and how to engage with them. Here, they will pretty much share it all. And as Juan said, I mean, you know, there's a lot of different. We have a lot of components to our platform, and Emaze Me is one of is an aggregated social media where we will actually combine all social media for the fans. And once you follow each other or they follow the club, they will get notification whether they post on Twitter, on YouTube, on Instagram, or even WeChat if if they will open their API. So that's really the best thing about it, that you're not really closed with any social media. And if TikTok will open their is coming and will open their API, we will be able to integrate that as well. And the clubs will always have a great base where all the social media are connected, and they don't really have to start everything all over again with every new platform that is coming and is up trending.
So David, before we kind of shift over to Juan and talk about the SAA, maybe talk about other clubs you're pitching to and kind of where you are in the program. And I think we do need to announce it that your contract with Juan was the very first signed agreement in the whole HYPE Global Virtual Accelerator. So congratulations for that.
Hey, congrats.
We did have Flash Plays on yesterday, and Flash Plays is the first pilot agreed. They had their pilot agreed with the Miami Dolphins before this, but you were the first one to get penned the signature. So congratulations on that. So maybe just talk just high level of the program of some other clubs you're talking to and kind of where you are on that. And then we'll come to you and talk about SAA.
Absolutely. So first I have to give the credit to Juan. He was really professional. Juan and Real Sociedad. I mean, we had one phone call. He loved it. He said, send me the contract. Sent the contract 2 weeks after the attorneys checked it. They have the remarks. Everything was amazingly fast. So thank you very much, Juan, for being the ambassador there and pushing it. But we also had, all the intros that you made, Ryan. I mean, with the Blue Jay, Tony with the Blue Jays, and with River Plate, and Aster. All of them were really on top of things. I'll tell you the truth. With everything, considering everything that they're going through with COVID-19, like the Blue Jays did not even have a place to play, no stadium, and everything, and they still he was still replying, and he was still saying, you know, we'll get that, we'll get there. I know, you know, so it's really it's all about timing, and they really reacted really well. They loved it. Tony even mentioned that he wants the entire MLB to be on the platform, which I was, you know, really excited about. But it's all about timing. So I know that they will join very, very fast. I mean, as soon as things will calm down for them.
Yeah, great. So Vince, any more questions you have for Emaze?
Well, I'm just curious about, for you to get this idea and now have it get taken by a club, and you have all these other clubs interested, just like personally, I mean, what is the feeling like for you to be in this moment?
And Dave also mentioned that, you know, sports really wasn't your main target before we started talking in this program.
Right.
So you got to go back to your history.
Really? Yeah, I would love to hear all that.
So we started with Fortune 500 brands. We, you know, Coca-Cola and Mercedes-Benz are, you know, some of our customers, Walmart and a few others, Turner, when we introduced it, you know, it was, they really loved the idea, but it did not really fit right. But I think when I thought about sports, and I thought about the fans and what they would be willing to do in order to be connected with the sports club, you know, I'll tell you the truth, the COVID-19 helped a bit because, you know, being able to, you know, to take, you know, fans were not able to actually go into the stadium, and now that we are able to monetize them and get them in direct engagement with the clubs, really made it into a must-have versus a nice-to-have. So that's really why we had a lot of interest lately.
And just for Vince's sake, you're based in Israel now, but the idea came from Silicon Valley when you were there, and the patents came from there, right? You just moved it back to Israel. Yeah.
Right. You know, I've been in the, you know, agencies and marketing over 20 years. So I knew there is a great way where I can actually make the connections and put them in touch directly with the clubs and the content owner. Now that, you know, social media is actually, you know, the third party where they don't really know and they don't really work together. They have to introduce one another, you know, so putting them in direct relationship with the clubs, with the fans, is really a great benefit for both the advertisers, both the clubs and the fans. So it's all win-win.
Yeah. So
yeah, I gotta say, just a last quick note on this. Like, just thinking about the way that I've seen fans interact and the way it works out for them. Let's say they're really popular on Twitter, but they don't have any following on Instagram, or vice versa. You know, well, when you get something like this, yes, yeah, like I totally get that. You know, and there's so many other platforms that are coming up that want to help out fans. Like, for them to be able to promote all that other stuff, that's a super exciting thing. Is just a regular guy that happens to love a team, you know?
Exactly. Just like building yourself for every, you know, single channel, it just doesn't make sense anymore. There's way too much noise out there, and you need something to combine and aggregate it all for you. You know, I really love Real Sociedad, but I can't really follow them on every single channel that is there, and that, you know, that even will be up and coming. But once they connect into Emaze platform, we will connect all their social media and we'll notify all their fans whatever they do on any social media. And that's really the nice thing about it, because they will always be up to date.
All right, so let's shift down to San Sebastian. So Juan, you're the CIO of Real Sociedad. Maybe tell us a little bit about how the season ended. Who do you think is going to win Champions League this weekend? And then we'll talk about SIA.
Okay, but just I would like to add a comment about Emaze. From the club point of view, one of the key things about Emaze is that they are proposing the revenue share model, and this model is going to be key for us in this COVID. But I think once COVID is over, I think revenue share model will be, I think, the king, at least in the sport industry, at least in the tier 2 clubs. So about the season, well, the things are well, we started with a bad news that was that Odegaard go back to Real Madrid, but then just a couple of days, David Silva that is coming here. So great, it's a great player from the way he plays football and the way he is as a person. Incredible. So and it's important for the sport area and for everything. So at the same time, we're still with a very young team. Most of them came from our own academy. So everything is incredible. The only bad thing is about the COVID. But anyway, but quite exciting. Well, we will see about the Champions League.
Who do you think, Bayern or PSG?
Well, let's go to dream a little bit. Dreaming is free.
There you go. So ironically, Juan, it was 148 days ago when I landed in Portugal, and Amir actually called me and said, Ryan, I want to do a global accelerator focused on football. Can you talk to Juan and try to get that? And you guys at the time, you know, COVID was hitting you really hard, and Spain was, you know, I remember your words were, Ryan, it's health first. We got to focus on the health here. We can't really talk business. So HYPE in that group was moving too fast. So we switched it, and we switched it pretty much overnight to all sports. But ironically, you actually came back and you're the one that signed the first contract. So it's almost a full circle. Even though we didn't do the program for you, you still got some benefits out of this. So I just love that story. So let's talk about the SAA, Juan. Maybe describe what the SAA is. Explain it to Vince and the audience out there, because a lot of people in America don't know what the SAA is.
Yeah, well, it's a dream also, talking about dreams. Yeah, it started 8 months ago in November 2019, and it was an alliance of football clubs. The idea is to share knowledge and experiences. This is one. And the second is to get the benefit of different synergy when incredible, I don't know, crazy people around the sport meet together and try to collaborate in areas like technology and partnership, but also e-sport and all these things. So the project is incredible. Right now we are 22 teams, 22 clubs from all over the world. And
so just so everyone knows, it's one club per league. In America, it's LAFC. In Scotland, we have Celtic, Real Sociedad, Cagliari. Now, the list goes on, but it's the best clubs, Vince, traditionally in like tier 2 or tier 3 countries for football. The best club, where in the big European countries, we kind of took the middle of the table club, I'd say, right, Juan? I mean, the more of innovative, the underdog, so to say, David versus Goliath. So how can we fight against Real Madrid and PSG?
Well, a little bit. What I mean, we meet, well, you know, Ryan, people like you, a little bit question everything every time. So I'm trying to always think about doing the questions and the things in a different way. And yes, trying to reduce the gap between the top clubs and our level. So we have more or less all of us, we have a strong local engagement, but really more or less a weak international presence. So this is a way to reduce also this gap.
So when you've got all of these teams from all across the globe, I mean, what's the experience actually been for what you guys have learned from each other? Like, what were your expectations and what have you guys actually experienced as you've been doing this so far?
Well, still the project is been doing. I mean, it's quite young and we have to improve a lot, everything almost. So we made 2 physical meetings in January and February in Colombia and Rotterdam, trying to start knowing each other from the personal point of view and from the club side of view. And so more or less we have also deploy a virtual environment in order to share files and documents and conversation. And also we try more or less every 2 weeks, every week, a call, a conference, sharing and talking about a certain topic, or maybe showing solutions about like Emaze that was in one of the calls that Ryan came with different companies and show them to the clubs. This is the opportunity that I knew the Emaze solutions. Yeah, more or less like this.
Yeah, and I guess obviously it's so valuable for all of you guys because what you're dealing with, like, because one of the things me and Ryan were talking about this yesterday is when you're dealing with, soccer or football, it's such a money-based thing, right? The top teams are typically spending the most. So when you've got an idea like Emaze that can be so helpful and you share with everybody, that does close the gap, right? That gives you guys better ways to make revenue and build better teams.
Yeah, and also insist about the knowledge and experience about the people who are working in the club and people that are not working at the clubs, like Ryan could be. That is an example of the incredible experience they have around the sport and technology. So the idea is to add more incredible professional to this team in order to add value to this incredible 22 brands that these 22 brands is an incredible and gorgeous assets that we have to maximize the result using this.
Yeah, so there's 22 countries, Vince. And then I think one thing that's also really beneficial is just the economies of scale. So Vince,
Yeah.
if someone like Emaze is a bad example because they don't charge, but if someone's charging for something, we can say, well, if 10 clubs pick it up, give us the 30% discount. So then everyone benefits by a discount because you're buying bulk. It's a traditional bulk model that's tried and true around the world forever.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of different initiatives we're running. Juan, I just want to come back. I saw in the Emaze thing, the smart tag. Do you want to tell the audience what smart tag is? Because I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, well, it's a pilot that we are doing with La Liga. Also, I know the technology with Ryan. Ryan came with this technology with the Solos, that is an Australian company. We made in 2018, a thinker program, like a startup program, and we made this. Well, the pilot is to attach the smart tag to the kit in order to add to connect the brands, the fans, and the clubs in a different way, trying to change a little bit the way the model of the sponsorship attached to the kit. So the point is that using this tag, the fans, while during the match day, they read the tag and the club send the voucher about the active campaign that are for this match day. So with this voucher, they can obtain a product in the food and beverage at the stadium with a special discount. So we can deliver to the brands really campaigns like that they can be run at Google in the search engine, because we are also delivering the number of tags read, but also the conversion that they have with the number of tags redeemed. So this is more or less the idea behind this.
Vince, if I can give you an example, we can make an Eagles jersey smart. I know Juan said kit, but you don't understand kit, but a jersey.
Yeah.
Jersey. So we can make that smart. And if Budweiser wants to sponsor Miles Sanders, if you wore the Miles Sanders jersey that day, if he scores a touchdown, you might get a push notification to your phone, free Budweiser because Miles scored a touchdown. And because you wore that jersey today. So that jersey.
So what if I wore like 8 different jerseys, just so I'm covering my bases a bit? You know what I mean?
8 years.
I like the way you think.
All right, that sounds good. Yeah, I'm showing up to the next game that I make with 8 jerseys on.
There you go. But yeah, it's real-time push notification. So it's really cool technology. Looking forward to it, and Juan's been the catalyst for that. The other thing, Vince, I know you like esports. So one thing we're trying to do with the Alliance is to kick off a global esports tournament, taking advantage of the fans of, say, Real Sociedad. We're going to pick a game, but Real Sociedad will have an esports tournament, and the winners from each country will move on. So we have the finals in Los Angeles of the whole SAA of quote unquote the SAA, whatever it is. We have 22 countries in the world, so we have the world covered. I mean, might as well take advantage of it and take advantage of the youth and get the millennials playing whatever game we decide, but it allows them to engage with their fans.
Wow, it's so cool. It's just so cool to see how amazingly connected all of this is. Because for me, like I'm always looking at it from the league standpoint, right? Like here, the American leagues are pretty limited. You've got the NFL, and it's just the professional teams. You have Major League Baseball, which has some minor league clubs, but it doesn't have that national network. And I've always looked at FIFA and how global everything is, and to see that it's not just that you guys have things like the Champions League and the World Cup and all that stuff that brings it all together, but to have this behind the scenes now too. I mean, it's just, it's amazing to see how integrated all of this is. Like the brain power behind all of this is just, it's melting my mind right now. I'm having a hard time. Like it's just so impressive to see how this all works out.
Juan, just tell us how big the club is, how many teams you actually have, and at what age do you start? So Vince, this is a very different model. So Juan, how many teams do you have at Real Sociedad?
In Real Sociedad, in the academy, I think we have, well, in the academy, I think we have, I think 8 teams. The point is that Real Sociedad is, has a network of affiliate clubs with 80 clubs that manage a community of 12,000 players. So to have an idea, the first team, 60% of the first team players in the last season have been molded in Real Sociedad Academy. This is quite important for us.
At what age do they start in the academy? Like 8 years old, 10 years old, or 12?
No, it's an exception in Spain. They start at 12. Why? Because the local government force the kids to play at least 3 different sports when they are young. Mm-hmm. And so the only chance, the earlier that they can get into the academy is 12 years old.
Yeah, so did you say 60% of your team is actually from the academy? So Vince, that'd be like 60% of the Eagles being from Philly.
Yeah. Wow.
Another data that the community, the population, the inhabitants of the area of influence is 700,000 inhabitants. So it's not really a big population. So I mean, if we put the number relative, well, I think is the KPI is quite it's incredible.
Yeah. Wow. And then, is there any innovation at the youth or grassroots that you're across, or anything in the academy you want to share that you're doing that's cool and different?
Well, we are. We have just created a mobile app in order to gather the wellness and the effort perception data from all these 12,000 players. The idea is to improve the way they train, but also to have more data to select, and the scouting process to be better. So this is one project. And the other is one of the key tasks in the sport area are the physical tests. So right now we have just defined a project in order that a certain player or a certain team just take with the facial recognition, they put the test, the workout to do the test, and then with focus lights in an area, draw the different layout in the floor, and then they start the workout and record with cameras the workout, and with artificial intelligence deliver the physical performance indicators, and then send to the cloud. This is a project that we are right now working on it.
Now, let me ask you this, Juan. So you're running this team. You've got all of these players. I mean, players upon players upon players. And one of the things that we're seeing now is a lot of players are their own brand. You know, a lot of them were known for being associated with the team. And as you're seeing that change, at least, and is it changing where you are? Is that becoming more the reality where the players are their own brand? And if it is, like, how much does something like Emaze help out those guys too? You know what I mean? Like, what does that mean? How do you guys handle that?
12,000 new Emaze users, what it be? Might be.
Yeah.
Maybe I think in Europe, or at least I think in Spain, or at least I think in San Sebastian, the things are a little bit different from America.
Mm-hmm.
What I mean is that the players are not aware of the importance of their own brand. So, and also the marketing activity, always or sometimes we have some problems in order to involve the first team and the players to this activity. So we have an important margin to improve in this area. So I think in America you have another culture, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the athletes are adopting their own personal brand and starting to take advantage of.
Yeah. I hope to progress to this direction. We will see.
Fantastic. All right, well, let's wrap up there. Juan, thank you so much for your time today. Thank you to Real Sociedad. Thank you to the Sports Innovation Alliance. David, thank you for Emaze, and congratulations on the first signed contract. David, we'll see you at Demo Day. So September 8th, we'll hear from Emaze and we'll get a live update.
All right, so I got to be honest with you, Ryan. I wasn't totally sure how to understand Emaze when he first came on. I was looking through the website trying to figure it out. And then he gives us the presentation. David gave us that presentation. And like once it clicked, I was stunned, man. It's amazing. Yeah, it's a brilliant idea. I mean, he gets everything. He gets every social media network there. He makes it all controlled by the teams. And for us, like for just the few episodes that we've done, because now this is episode 14, for every episode, I've realized, like, it got drilled into my head early, is like data. And how can the teams get the data? And they want more info on their fans and they can't get it. And to think of something like this that comes in, and the fact that David now, he's connected to the Alliance as well and everything. I mean, it's insane. One, how much that thing could blow up really quickly. And two, just the level of advancement that it's brilliant. I mean, the whole thing's brilliant. I got to tell you, I'm floored.
There's a lot of super fans out there who would absolutely love that.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. And that's just, it's such a cool thing to see all that. So, Ryan, I know typically you're drinking wine at this time, but it's early for you.
Yeah, today's an earlier day, so no wine today.
Come on. Okay, I could like take a step aside and grab a glass of whiskey real quick, although it's 8:30 in the morning for me, so maybe not the best idea to start my day. But we'll get you back with some wine next time. Anyway, I guess let's just wrap this thing up. Thanks for listening to the show today. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And make sure to keep up with us. You can find us on LinkedIn. We've got a page there. So like and subscribe on YouTube. We're also available on Apple Podcasts. So a lot of different ways to check us out. For Vince Quinn, there we go. I'm doing great. For Ryan McCumber, I am Vince Quinn. And this is New Arenas powered by Fist. We'll talk to you soon.